Today we're going to talk about free movement, or what I call free move in the progression. The difficulty here is really that the possibilities are limitless, and our ultimate goal is not just to do whatever you want to do. We have something more in mind. That being said, doing what you want to do is not a bad place to start. So as a preliminary exercise, spend a few moments just moving around to see what is it that you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, that is also interesting information. Chances are, if you have a movement practice already, you will have a tendency to fall into whatever that practice may be. If you are a dancer, you may dance. If you're a martial artist, you may do martial arts moves, and so on. And that's all fine. You can move in any way that you want, just to get an idea of what your habitual movement, if given sort of free rein in the directive to move, what it is that you might do. So whatever it is, that's fine. If you don't know what to do, spend a few minutes using maybe one of the following strategies to guide your movement. Or if you want to start to break out of your habitual movement or try something different, you can try one of these types of strategies. So, strategy number one, just do something silly. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. The whole idea is just to get you moving. So, whatever movements you do, that's fine. Just do something silly. Or if there's something you've never done before, like break dancing, and you want to try that, even if you're terrible at it, that's fine. Just open your movement up to new possibilities and new ideas. Or if you want to practice silly walks or virtually anything, but give yourself the permission to do something that feels a little silly. Strategy number one. Strategy number two, go through the different areas of your body and start to run them through their various ranges of motion. So you could just, for example, look at your hands and fingers and start to see, well, okay, what can I do with my hands and fingers? What are the ways in which I can move them, right? And then you can start to work on the wrists and how can I move those, and elbows, where do those go? How can I put my elbows in different places? What can I move my chest, my shoulders? Just kind of go through different parts of yourself and say, look, there's all kinds of ways in which I can maybe move my hips that I don't usually do, so you can sort of explore what it is that you can do. Twisting movements. I can take my whole arm and start to run it through. If I put myself in place, where are all the different places I can place my arm? And I can do the same thing with the same arm. I can start to do the same thing with a leg, right? Where are all the different places I can go with the leg? And you could take a different part like the knee. Okay, where can I put my knee? How many different places can I go with these things, right? So just as a strategy to get you opening up your movement in new dimensions. And you can do this standing. You can do it on the ground, so I can start to look at, okay, how can I move my arm while on the ground? Where are the different places? How can I move here? So you just start to see, slowly, bit by bit, this exploration creates more and more free movement, and you may discover new ways of moving. So that's the first, just a preliminary exercise. Okay, So now let's go a little deeper into what creates our movement and how can we move freely. So our goal here is to find a source or a sort of motivating element for our movement that is not simply what do I want to do, or what have I done in the past, or what do I think I should do. It's not a thought, and it's not necessarily a habit. So we're looking for a deeper understanding of what makes us move and what makes our movement free and adaptable and open to new possibilities. So with that in mind, we'll do a couple of different exercises to see if we can go into this. The first exercise is to move into or through the direction of tension. So I'll explain what I mean in the following way. I've been doing a lot of work in my backyard, shoveling dirt and working with a pickaxe. And so my back and upper back and shoulders and muscles have had a lot of work over the last couple of days, and there's a little tightness in there. So when if I look inside myself and see where is there tension, I can feel it across my my shoulders and upper back. So if I were to guide my movement through this, I would start to move into this tension and start to move it around and spread that tension out and see if I can sort of work through it. So you can think about this as, you know, stretching out like you would in the morning, but that would be oversimplifying it, and you wouldn't get the feeling of actually listening to where the tension is and putting your awareness and intention into that tension to move it around and work with it. So anywhere you start to feel tension, and you see, as I start to move here, I start to see, okay, that tension actually bleeds down into here, so I can start to work. Now I have a nice stretch going all the way from here, all the way over to this hip. Now it's working down into my lower back, into my hips, into this arm now. I'm just following the tension where it goes and guiding my movement through that, either to like move towards it or to stretch it out and work it, but my attention goes into the tension and starts to work through and around that. And you start to see where the lines of tension go. They may, it may stick out in one place, but then as you start to move, see, I start to move that tension, then I see, it actually goes all the way down through my whole back and into my hips, probably into my legs. Yeah, and so I start to work just based on where I'm feeling tension. Try not to go into just a complete static stretch. This is it. If you move just a little bit, you will see how the tension sticks out in different areas, and you'll start to have a clearer map of the tension lines that are happening in you at any given moment. So, guide your movement through an internal awareness of tension patterns. Okay, so the next exercise is a little more subtle. In this exercise, you'll be doing something similar, but instead of putting your awareness and attention into tension, I want you to put your awareness and attention into relaxation. So when you look inside yourself, the relaxation more feels like a kind of emptiness. It's something where there isn't any tension, or where there's a open or easy area for movement. So if you look inside yourself and just see, instead of putting your attention on the tension, if you see where is the relaxation, now it'll be very easy to follow the relaxation down. It will be harder to follow the relaxation up, but still, as you're going up, try to see where is the relaxation. So, for example, in this position, if I move this way, I'm actually moving into tension. So I need to find from this position, where do I move where there's just openness and no tension and relaxation. Once you're up again, you can start to feel where is there just openness. And if you don't want to go all the way down, you have to find a way that as tension builds, for example, in this leg, if I'm not going to continue downward, I have to see, okay, instead of putting my attention here, I have to see just where is there openness. Okay, so again, one of the things that will help you get the feel for this drill, if you don't get it immediately, is to put some tension into yourself first. Then you will see how to follow relaxation, right? So on the inhale, I can tense up. And then on the exhale, I relax. So you can see what does it feel like to follow relaxation. You can tense just part of yourself. Arm, right? I can tense a leg. And you'll see how, depending on what you tense up, tense my back, you'll see how following the relaxation out of that will create different directions of the movement. Our last exercise is even more subtle or more challenging. In the previous exercises, we were putting our awareness or our attention into either tension or relaxation or openness. And through that, we could create various movements that were guided by those elements rather than our thoughts or our ideas. So in this exercise, we want to be neither there or there, or neither here nor there. So in other words, it's still maybe the case that your body is following tension or relaxation, but I don't want you to put your awareness there. Nor do I really want you to consciously consider what your next movement will be. So there's no real way to do this other than to try it. So go inside yourself and just listen. anytime you find your attention or thoughts or awareness latching on to an idea like tension or relaxation or this particular movement or that particular movement, check yourself and let go of that. If you get the feeling for this, it will almost feel like you're not really in control of your body, that you're just watching it move.